covered with stuff right now. I'm so hyped. I can barely contain myself. Oh, and looks like we're off.
Yeah, we are in progress.
Nice. First chest, I'm shooting for 1 rupee. Okay, 3 bombs. That is an awesome find. Seeing as these guys are usually in a randomizer race, you'll have the racers looking for bombs, killing enemies, and hoping to get bomb drops because there are 3 chests at the end of the escape sequence that are hidden behind a bombable or blockable or a bunkable wall. That is not a concern anymore for these guys, seeing as they found 3 bombs right out of the gate. Pretty good first chest, I'd have to say.
I agree, definitely.
I mean, they still might kill some enemies here and there for money and possibly 1 more rupee, or not rupee, 1 more bomb, because there are some bombable walls in Kakariko Village after the escape sequence that they'll want to get into, and they're just 1 shy of being able to clear all of those. Well, never mind.
You know, it always happens when you say that.
Yep, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that they're not going to find all of the items that they need in Kakariko Village. Maybe I can take advantage of the commentator curse here. Good movement from Karkat there, dodging that guard that fast turned on him.
Yeah, you'll see most of the same stuff, same routing, until they get probably, I'd say, to the Biddy Bull Dorm Cave. And then you might see them deviate a tiny bit, depending upon what items they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first 6 to 10 minutes of every randomizer is usually similar, no matter what items they're finding. It's usually the escape sequence and then immediately, a little bit of Lost Woods and then Kakariko Village. Sometimes racers tend to deviate depending on the gear that they find, but not too often. So, man. Ooh, Vitor, curse them with the Master Sword pedestal. Okay, I'll try my best. They are not going to find anything of importance in the Master Sword pedestal. Let's see if that reverse engineering works. All right, we have a little bit of health from this blue key guard chest. It's always good to find some health in early game.
Yeah, absolutely. And for all of these chests, all the way leading up to Sanctuary, they are also trying to avoid picking up the dungeon map as well, because if they don't pick it up in any of these chests, as well as the chests that are in Escape, the sewer area, then they can actually just avoid picking up the Sanctuary chest. It does save a little bit of time, but not much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always feel like I don't pay enough attention, and I end up picking up the map when it's the Sanctuary chest.
I do the exact same thing.
Every time. It seems like DT got bodied there a little bit. Didn't take too much health, or take too much damage, that is, but still down to 2 hearts, whereas Karkat's coming out of the fight with 4. They shouldn't play too much in the rest of the escape, but we'll see.
Yeah, sometimes those the snakes in the sewers can body you a little bit.
Yeah, with Green Mail they do a half a heart of damage, so it is easy to not pay attention to that and take too much damage throughout the escape sequence, and taking a death here would be pretty costly. Not a lot to say during the escape. Still trying to contain myself from all the excitement. Both of these runners even keeled, I'd like to think. So we have a race on our hands, guys. Very, very hype race.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Ooh, Karkat getting bodied a little bit there in the reverse hellway. All right, we're entering the sewers. Well, at least DT is about to. We have, 5 more chests to go?
Yep, that's correct.
Yep. 5 more chests to go. I don't think they've found the map yet.
Nope, not yet.
All right, DT, realizing that he's down to 2 hearts, grabs an extra heart that's right in front of him, right along his path. Ooh, so does Karkat. Neither one of the racers choosing to kill any enemies to farm.
Whoa, the hammer!
The hammer and escape. Fantastic find. Oh, see now, this could definitely cause some route deviation depending on what they find in Kakariko Village. Now, yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty good escape. I mean, finding 6 bombs right out of the gate and then getting the hammer in the sewers. I'm excited, guys. I can't say it enough. Oh, Karkat missing his opportunity to kill that rat with the key fast enough. Ends up with Northwest Key Rat. Not too big of a deal. Just a tiny bit of time loss. DT finding the map, a small shield, and $20. His first rupees of the race. Karkat's right on his tail, too. Ooh, Karkat deciding to go to the next bombable wall instead of backtracking. It cost him a bomb, but it is a tiny bit faster. $5.55 escape from DT. Really, really good on his part. Very fast. And a bomb upgrade. Nice.
Looks like this is definitely gonna be a bombable plenty, or bomb plentyable seed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's been pretty explosive so far. I don't feel bad. Here we go. So we have crystals at Eastern Palace and Desert Palace, and then the blue pendant at Tower of Hera. Very good map there. We got it again. I didn't see it from DT though. I think it was the number 2 crystal at Eastern, but I didn't catch which one was at Desert.
I didn't either.
DT filling up his health with that tree pull there. Karkat's right behind him. I love the heart animation whenever they fly out of the tree. They float so far away. Let's see what the anxiety tree has to hold. A bottle with a fairy. Very nice.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, as far as we can tell, this isn't a required, an Agahnim required seed yet. Into the Lost Woods. We have an item in a hole and an item just laying around. Let's see what both of these items are. Some health.
More hearts.
I expect both of these guys to go out of the way to grab that heart container. Oh, for sure, yep.
Can never go wrong with a little bit of love.
No, especially when you have no idea what the seed has in store for you. They might be stuck with green mail for a very long time.
Absolutely.
All right, magic boomerang. It is a luxury item, but still, I mean, I'd like to have a boomerang in any seed that I play. Seeing as these guys only have, a bomb or bombs and a hammer, getting that extra equipment is always nice. Even if only to make your menuing a little bit easier. Alright, entering Kakariko Village. Karkat getting bodied again. It looks like he's opting out of combat in a lot of rooms and a lot of screens. He's just getting through them without worrying about it. Not stopping to fight anything, and if they hit him, they hit him.
Oh, time to see what's in these chests.
Yeah. More health.
More love, yeah.
Health and cash. Yep, health and cash. Oh, I like the move for DT switching to the hammer. And going out of his way to hammer some more pots to get that little bit of money. Both of these guys are looking for 100 rupees to pay the bottle vendor. Neither one of them, having quite enough. Oh, DT going out of his way for a single green rupee, but doesn't even grab it. Small moves like that's letting Karkat catch up. But this is anybody's race. There's no way to tell who has a definitive lead, even though DT is just a tiny bit ahead. Hey, a bottle.
Getting the bottle early is really handy because now they can check Sick Kid while they're in here.
That's right. Not to mention, it came with the blue potion, which really, really great to have. Really good luxury item.
So far, not a rupee-rich seed.
No, it's not. Still, both of these guys 20 rupees short from the bottle vendor. Looks like DT is going out of his way to go go farm some rupees. Whereas Karkat's just gonna truck forward and hope to find something in the crazy chicken lady's house.
Karkat might be setting up for the chicken clip. Ooh,
Nope.
and
Oh yeah,
yeah, gets
nice.
it. Yeah.
We have a chicken stuck in the wall.
There we go. 20 rupees on Karkat. So now he can head to the bottle vendor and see see what's there.
Yeah, it actually paid off similarly. I mean, oh hey, or a fairy in a bottle. Very nice. And these guys are on each other's tails again. Karkat's choice to just push forward instead of going back to farm might have paid off for him.
And getting the cane of Berna.
Yeah, another luxury item comes in handy for a lot of the bosses. Let's see what the bar has. A single green rupee. Karkat's not broke anymore. At least he has $1. Both of these guys having plenty of bombs. Not a lot of rupees, man. You're right, it is not a rich seed when it comes to money, but at least they have a ton of health, they have a lot of bombs. That hammer is very, very important. What was that in the library?
It was
arrow
a
upgrade?
+5 arrow upgrade, yep.
Okay.
They're not going to have enough rupees. Well, at least Karkat won't have enough rupees to check well, he'll have enough rupees to check it, but at least he doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would have just been a 20 find. Not a big deal. Karkat takes a save and quit immediately, going to Link's house. Nice little shortcut maneuver. I'd imagine he's heading down to the swamp release. See what that item has, or that place has to offer. 2 items before heading to the Hylia Lake, or Lake Hylia Hype Cave. DT has the same idea. Yep. Boy. A little bit more love.
Yeah, more love.
And that was a 4th heart piece, so he got a free refill from it. It's always nice. I'd imagine DT's on his 4th as well. Yep.
Yep.
So the only advantage DT has right now is that 30 rupees he has. Not much of an advantage this early on. Karkat, realizing that his money is pretty short, goes out of his way for that 20 drop there, outside of the swamp release. Here we go, guys. The first hype cave of the race. Let's see what it has to offer.
DT also picking up the rupees.
Yeah, it's worth it, I think, at this point. Whoa! Karkat freaking out on his controller, throwing bombs everywhere and opening up his map. It's a little early to be tilted. I was actually going to say that having that many extra bombs, you could carpet bomb these baby Moldorms, speed things up a little bit. But after wasting a couple, I wouldn't take your chances.
All right, so here we go. Rupees. Ooh, Power Glove.
Yeah, Power Glove's a great find, especially having that hammer. And the flippers, nice!
So it looks like fake flippers will not be required, so it's a really handy item to get here at least. So once you check the Ice Rod Cave, you can head right in to check the hobo.
Yeah, that's right. They could even jump into the lake immediately and be able to swim, which I think is, significantly faster. Well, maybe not significantly, but faster than walking, which DT does decide to do. He checks the island, sees that there's rupees there. It's good to know he doesn't have to come back there anytime soon. Hey, Karkat took a little bit of a shortcut there, jumping into the water. I like it. Having that glove and hammer combo means that once they have the pearl and mirror and things of that nature for the Dark World, they will have a much easier time moving around Dark World, getting into different portals throughout the world. Hey, Master Sword on DT's end. Hobo giving... Well, I guess the Master Sword and the Hobo sleep together at this point. Here's the Master Sword. Leave me alone. Taking a nap. Let's see if Karkat decides to head down there as well. Yeah, looks like he is. He's jumping straight into the water. Very cool seed so far. It is opening up a lot, though. So, who knows where these guys are going to go after this? Looks like DT's heading up to Zora's domain. He could get the item on the ledge, even though he can't afford the Zora item. And I'd imagine Karkat's on his way up to get himself a Master Sword as well. Very cool.
So it looks like rupees. It's just 20 rupees.
Yep, and he does the... I'd imagine that's the right choice. Just save and quit, get out of there. After Karkat gets his Master Sword, and DT probably is headed there now, I think both of these guys are going to head up to Death Mountain, see what the old man has to offer, and also check that item in the Death Mountain wall cave.
Yeah, and they also both have Master Swords, so they can defeat Agahnim, but, you know, unless finding Moon Pearl, they may not choose to do that until at least finding that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can go and kill Agahnim if they want to, but they might put it off until after checking exhausting their other options. I think they have Desert and Sahasrara's hut. If they really wanted to, they could also go into Eastern Palace, but without the bow, that might not be a good play. Hey, worst gambles have paid off big for a lot of these races. Let's see what the old man has. Here's some money, thanks for taking me home. With how broke these racers are, finding money, it can't go wrong with money at this point.
Yeah, they still are required to probably check Zora, depending upon what they find, because he may have Zora may have an item.
Yeah, he could definitely have something of importance, but 500 rupees, that's a long way from now.
DT opting to just jump down instead of checking what's in the cave first, so we'll see if his gamble paid off.
Yeah, I didn't even see what was on Spectacle Rock.
I'm pretty sure it was bombs.
Hey, the book! Now this opens up even more opportunity for these guys. They could head straight to Desert if they want to, even without a fire source.
Oh, it was the flute! I lied!
It was the flute! My goodness. Oh, I've been completely ignoring the tracker. What am I doing?
It's okay, I've been updating it.
Good job. Wow. So, they could go kill Agahnim. I'm curious to see when they finally cave and decide to go do that. Looks like DT headed back up to double check, because I don't think he did get a good look at what the item was. He sees that it's the flute. That's got to be painful to see an item of such great importance and not being able to get to it, but making a mental note of where it is. Oh, we see both of these guys. I think they're heading to Desert to check the ledge. Well, to check Agana's cave, Sahasrara's little brother's cave, for that single item, and then I think they'll go into Desert.
Yeah, I mean, they're still missing a fire source, so they won't be able to complete it, but it'll be interesting to see what's on the ledge here, because that could also influence their decision quite a bit.
They also don't have the Pegasus boots yet, so depending on what the item is on the lamp or the torch inside the dungeon, that could cause some problems as well. They might not get very far in this dungeon at all. Let's see what this cave has. Just some money. Can't go wrong with money. Very awkward menu so far with the gear that they have. Very sporadic. Green sarsaparilla. It's very confusing that his name is Agahna whenever there's an evil wizard named Agahnim. You have some arrows on the ledge. Yeah.
So DT opting to head into Desert.
I'd imagine Karkat does the same. At this point, it's what can I do to avoid going into Aghanim's tower? Because Without boots especially, it is going to be a few minute time sink for them to finish out that dungeon, which has very little to offer other than a free portal into Dark World and the pyramid item that they would get after completing it. So, big risk, little reward.
So luckily the small key is in that chest there, so he'll be able to check a couple more chests here.
That's right. Neither one of our racers even looking to see what's in the bunkable torch room.
Oh.
Ooh, single arrow. That's painful. DT gets a full magic refill though, that's nice.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be a little bit cautious with the balls here.
Yeah, he's down to 1.5 heart.
Both players
dungeon's
avoiding
given...
them.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, both players avoiding them flawlessly.
Yeah, and seems like Desert Palace is giving them the runaround. You know, a lot of movement around this dungeon without any kind of payoff. DT's checking. It's 300 rupees. I imagine if he gets boots before too long or during his next visit, he might stop to get that money. Speaking of money, DT goes out of his way to grab a 5 rupee drop underneath that pot. Whereas Karkat, I think, did the math and knows the dungeon gear. He did not need to check the big chest. That puts him right there next to DT. That dungeon knowledge, I mean, it pays off, and you guys just saw it for yourselves. He paid attention to what dungeon gear he's found and what's left. He knew that it was the compass, and he took off forward and saved and quit out. Ooh, Sahasrara. These guys, screen for screen. I told you this was going to be a great race.
It is really... Oh, I didn't catch it again, what the crystal was.
I did. It's the first crystal, number 1 crystal is at Desert, and number 2 crystal is at Eastern. So, very cool.
Ooh! Silver arrows.
Yeah, a bomb upgrade and some bombs there. Not some bombs, but another heart container. Karkat is not going into Eastern Palace. Looks like he's going to be saving and quitting to Link's house. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Where is he going?
He might be... Actually, you know what? I don't even have a guess.
Neither do I. But DT is going into Eastern Palace without the bow. This is quite the gamble. He can clear out a lot of it, but I don't know. We'll see if this pays off for him.
Well, Karkat hasn't gone to Zora's yet to see what's on that cliff, so he might head over there.
That's what it's looking like. Yep, I think that's where he's headed. It's definitely worth going to check, even whenever these guys don't have enough rupees. Speaking of rupees, DT, again, it might not be much, him finding 10 rupees under those 2 pots, but trying to collect every nickel and dime along the way as he can, because these guys are both pretty broke. Both of them checking the Zora domain item, I think it's a good play. That item could be something really important. They do have the flippers, so they could go and grab it. And the revisit to Zora's domain when they do have enough money isn't a huge time loss. Nice. DT
find a nice big key in there.
Yep. Unfortunately, he found the map in the very first chest, so it's looking like he might not be able to get all of the items in this dungeon without having the bow first. He might get lucky though. We'll see what happens with these next few chests.
I think Karkat might be heading to Agahnim.
I think he is.
See what's on Pyramid. So what we were talking about, I believe it was yesterday, was that we did a test actually with a bunch of seeds, a few of us, and it turns out about 75% of the seeds, the pyramid had an item of significance on it. So
this is a good play.
Yeah, Karkat may find himself an item like the Moon Pearl or something that could help progress through the Dark World.
That's right. He could he could find a number of important items on the pyramid. Finding Mirror would be a big one. That means that he knows he has the ocarina, you know.
Yep.
Ooh, having a little bit of trouble with that, with the Master Sword, or what? Not with the Master Sword, with the sword beams coming out, hindering more than they're helping. DT's almost to his last chest in Eastern Palace. I don't think he's found anything of significance yet. I did miss one of the items, or two of the items here in Eastern Palace. Very good, fast, big key chest for DT. Great damage boost. Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't anything of significance.
So I'm thinking DT might also head towards Agahnim as well.
That's right. He did sink a little bit of time into checking the first half of Eastern Palace. It is a crystal dungeon, so he'll have to return to it eventually when he finds the bow. But at least he won't have to clear out what he's already checked. So it's yet to be seen if it was worth it or not. I think that's everything they could do in the light world with the gear that they have on hand. So
yeah,
Aghanim's Towers, yeah.
So any guesses on what's going to be on Pyramid? Yourself or chat?
I'm hoping for Mirror. I am hoping for Mirror, because that would lead them to the Ocarina at least. And having that magic flute's pretty nice. If it's Pearl, that's going to open up the seed tremendously, especially having Hammer already, finding that in the sewers, because then they can get to South Dark World, you know, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Speaking of gate, beating Aghanim's Tower will also give them a free portal anytime they want to use it in front of the Hyrule Castle gate. So definitely worth it, even though I think at this point it's forced Aghanim's Tower.
Yeah.
For anybody that does not know, Aghanim's much hated blue ball attacks have been taken out completely in this randomizer. It's bad randomness, as the developers would call it. So we will see 2 cycles from both of these guys whenever they fight Agahnim. No blue balls to be seen at all.
And still, really every fifth attack will be the lightning.
That's true.
You'll see him teleport to the top, middle, and Karkat and DT will probably most likely avoid the lightning.
Both of these guys making great use of the gear they have on hand. This magic boomerang coming in handy for both of them. DT freezing the spear guards before killing them. I like it. Really good use of his equipment.
So we should see 2 more. We should see 2 more. Well, now 1 more attack. Now, then we'll get to see what's on the pyramid.
All right.
Moment of truth, guys, coming up.
Yep. I think at this point, DT getting knocked into the pit. I think at this point it has to be something that can push the seed forward. And
what is that?
What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like a rock. Did he find a rock?
It's the.
What in the world?
Fire shield. Actually, I was talking to Karkat the other day, and Karkat was saying that the shield actually has a glitch where it will always show up as if it's lying in the world, it will always show up as the color of the shield that you're currently holding.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Big troll on the pyramid.
Yeah, for their efforts, or for his effort, Karkat found what we thought was a lump of coal, and now Karkat's headed to Eastern Palace. What are they missing? I can't think of... Oh, I guess it's Zora. They're going to have to farm. Now that I've done the math in my head, yeah, these guys need money. Karkat doesn't know it yet. He's about to clear out as much of Eastern as he can, but DT's going to realize it real fast when he finds his lump of coal on the pyramid. Wow, what a very trolly seed at the beginning. So Aghanim's Tower might not have been required at all.
Yeah. that is definitely a shock.
Very painful, but at least the seed is trolling both of these players. If one of them had went out of their way to farm money and the other hadn't, that could have been a 5-minute lead, the first half an hour of the seed.
And that's a huge lead if that was
Yeah.
if that was the case.
DT not being thwarted by the graphical error there, knowing that that's just a shield. He doesn't want the fire shield. He's just going to save and quit out. I think DT might head. I'm not sure where he's going. I don't think he checked the ice rod cave. Maybe that's where he's going. I'm not sure. But if that is where he's headed after the ice rod cave, I'd imagine he's going to head straight to that zone between desert and swamp where you can farm some rupees. Oh, what an unfortunate seed. At least, like I said, at least it's given both of these guys the business. That's always good to see.
Yeah, and they've both pretty much checked locations that the other has. It's just the Eastern Palace here that Karkat will run through. The ice rod cave here, I think, is the only thing left that DT hasn't checked that Karkat has. So it'll still be pretty close.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but I think that's it. I think they don't have a choice but to farm for money and go and see what Zora King has. Wow. Crazy seed. Crazy seed. DT hopping in this cave for a small farm here. It's only 20 rupees, so I'm not sure if he's really going to want to go in and out for that many times,
Yeah, it looks like he's opting to save and quit. Probably head towards the rupee farm. I guess he has the gloves, so he could probably go to the bottom left of the swamp area here.
Yep. It's a good move on his part.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I believe that's maybe 55 or something like that rupees. Still, it's going to take a while. It's going to be, a time-consuming farm, but both of them are going to have to do it. But both of these guys, once they realize, oh no, I have to farm for rupees, they're going to have to freak out, worrying that the other player, their opponent, did not do the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we go, guys. Everybody grab a drink and kick back and enjoy the farm. If anybody's needing to refill their drink or make a phone call, this is the time to do it. Yeah, Karkat's heading straight to the same farming location.
Yeah, I really wonder what will be there. What will Zora have?
If it's the mirror, that will open up not only Tower of Hera and the Ether pedestal, but since they have the hammer, they can also get to Eastern Death Mountain through the northern route. So that would be an awesome item to find. Open up a lot of locations, but if they find the pearl, that's even bigger. Finding the pearl would mean that they have so many places to check. It would crack the seed wide open, and we would have no idea where they would go next. Probably the hype cave, right across the pegs. Here we go, guys. Half an hour in, and the seed is, just bottlenecked. Nowhere else to go. But DT has one more farm, and then he can head up to Zora's domain. I think one more farm. Math is not my strong suit.
Yeah, I think he's done. There you go. Perfect. Nice. Instantly saves and quits and heads over to the Zora.
Yeah, it might not seem like much, but it definitely feels like Karkat's farming really fast. He's catching up really quickly. My goodness.
He looks like he's gonna take the warp in the water here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is faster, seeing as they don't have the boots or hook shot or any other means of faster movement tech. This might be faster. Well, we will see. We've already seen that Karkat likes to go to Sanctuary and head east from there. Oh, it's unfortunate. Karkat's money, he's going to have to do just like 1.5 more farms before he can head up this way.
I wonder if DT was thinking about that 20 rupees on the cliff there.
Yeah. I like that he realizes that swimming is a little bit faster as well. Karkat with the exact 500 rupees he needs for the GameStop Zora King here.
All right, here we go. Hook shot.
Hook shot. Whoa. Whoa. Another item that will open up the east. Oh. DT throwing some bombs in there before saving and quitting. Nice parting present for Zora King. I didn't even consider the hook shot. This is actually pretty cool. It still opens up the east side of Death Mountain, but also they can take that northern route with the hammer to get to the Ether Pedestal or Ether Tablet and Tower of Hera, which we know is a pendant.
Yeah.
But they still don't have a fire source yet. So, yet to be seen what they're gonna do. Oh, DT blocked himself by a squirrel there.
It'll be interesting to see what they find here, because East Death Mountain has, I believe it's 8 chests in total that you can get items from.
Yeah, through the Spiral Cave and these 2 caves the DT is in right now, it's 8 altogether. They can also take a peek at what is on the floating island. They can just see what it is for later whenever they get to Dark World. But then there's also, hey, the bow and the shovel. All right. First 2 chests, and we already opened up the seed a little bit. So the first crystal is for sure obtainable for DT. And he's already both of these guys have already cleared out half of Eastern Palace, so. Oh, it's always unfortunate to see all that money. Boots!
The boots!
Very nice. Very nice. And the mushroom. So we have the bow and a couple of fetch quest items. Old Man Kisses from Karkat's side there. Nothing wrong with that. This is Death Mountain. The aptly named. Alright. Bomb jump from DT. Looks like he set it up perfect very quickly too. Clean bomb jump. I'd imagine he's
avoiding all of the sky cabbage there really easily.
Yeah. Great dodges. Great dodges from Karkat. The mountain really didn't want to have any part of him getting across to the east side. And here we see DT with what I was talking about earlier, that northern route with the hammer. Oh man, this mountain is actually quite dangerous since both of these guys have killed Agahnim. That changes the overworld. Different enemies in different locations, and most of the time they're significantly more aggressive. DT gets the Moon Pearl from the Ether Tablet.
Oh, nice.
Wow, huge play for him. So he has access to tons of Dark World. Tons and tons of Dark World locations. Oh, he blocked himself with a squirrel again. Oh no. I'm hoping that Karkat makes the same move and checks out near Tower of Hera. DT does not even care about the Tower of Hera, though. It being a pendant dungeon and him not having a fire source, he's just going to go ahead and head back over to the Spiral Cave. Good routing on his part, by the way. Not taking the Spiral Cave earlier and having to climb the mountain a second time. Let's see where Karkat heads.
Karkat will probably be checking, the heart piece up there.
Yep. Oh, but Karkat jumps down. I didn't see what the Spiral Cave item was.
It was a blue boomerang.
Okay. Now this.
There's quite a bit of options, so it'll be interesting to see what route he decides to take here.
He could knock out some of these fetch quests with either the mushroom or the shovel. He could go straight into Dark World and start messing around there, which tons of locations to check.
Unfortunately, still no mirror, so that means he's not able to get the flute, and I'm sure a little bit... Oh, looks like he's going to be heading to Eastern.
Yeah, not a bad play. Just get this dungeon out of the way.
Especially since he's already pretty much mostly completed it.
Wow. Okay, so Karkat saving me from having a heart attack and him losing a lot of time on DTs, and he is going to check the tablet and possibly Hera as well. So very good for him. If he would have missed out on... it's okay that he's going into Hera first. I'd imagine he doesn't skip out on the tablet. He does have the book and he has the Master Sword. I have faith in him.
So Hera does have 2 items, so... So, first being the heart piece.
Yeah, but depending on what's in... Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. He's going to want to hope, probably, that the chests that are on the next couple floors up here are actually, one of them is an item, so that he does not have to fight Moldorm. Nice or go down to the basement.
Really good beetle strat there from Karkat, too. I was actually going to say, I was hoping that the main room would have the boss key, because if it didn't, he would have just been blocked by the dungeon anyway, not having a fire source to go into the basement. If Karkat somehow does forget that he can check that Ether tablet, that's going to put DT in a great position to secure a lead early on. I say early on, even though we're 40 minutes into the seed. Hard to believe. Oh yeah, nothing but junk.
He's probably gonna hope that that Moldorm has it, so he doesn't have to go down to the basement.
Yeah, which will be a return trip later. If of course these guys are searching for items at some point. Let's see how DT handles the fight. He has silver arrows, but he opts to do the wooden arrow quick kill, which he's very experienced in. I don't see him mess. Oh, he messed it up. Why did I have to say something? And he's out of arrows. Oh, the commentator curse. I'm so sorry, DT. From the future, I truly apologize, sir. Hey, hammer fight. Okay. The hammer does the equivalent of a temper sword slash or a master sword spin attack, I think. Some bosses have different weaknesses to different things. I think spin attacks actually don't do much more to Armos, or actually less. Maybe somebody with more technical knowledge would know, but handles it well with the hammer. Speaking of hammer fight for the caterpillar is only 3 hits, and he doesn't go into his rage phase. Karkat, knowing his stuff, kills. Oh, that's unfortunate. Compass. He thinks about getting the pendant or not, but he grabs it. Good,
and I don't believe either of them have checked the pendants when they were in Dark World, so we don't know what dungeons are pendant dungeons and what dungeons are crystal dungeons.
We have no idea yet. Excited to find it out. DT is going to do his first line of fetch quests here with the shovel. Let's hope he digs up something significant. Nope, some money. That has to be painful. They do all that farming and now they're finding the money.
Oh, unfortunately, Karkat is skipping Ether tablets, so that could cost him huge amounts of time later.
Very, very painful. Yeah, he has. It's those fetch quest items. They're burning a hole in his pocket. That's unfortunate. Maybe the witch item will lead to mirror, and that'll push him back up onto the mountain. We can only hope for Karkat's sake.
Yeah.
Let's see what the witch has to offer. I did it again. I did it twice in a row. I cursed Karkat, saying that he'll never forget the Ether tablet. Oh, what did I do?
Yeah, it's on. Oh,
Hey, I did.
there you
I
go.
guessed
You did
that one.
call it. It's one finally that you got right.
Boom! First try. First try, guys. So, knowing that he's going to find this here, he knows where the ocarina is. Maybe when he goes back up to the mountain, he'll think, oh man, Ether Tablet, what am I thinking? Totally spaced on that. And to his delightful surprise, he'll find the Moon Pearl, which DT has the Moon Pearl, the hammer, the Power Glove, and whatever else I'm forgetting to say. He can go into Dark World and start clearing stuff out. Chat is banning me from thinking and predicting. Awesome. You cannot. I have all the power. Whoa, DT with the boots finding the Titan's mitts in the rubble next to Sanctuary. Very big find. DT is just one important significant item after another.
Karkat heading back up Death Mountain, so hopefully remembers the Ether Tablet here.
Mm-hmm.
And also DT probably heading up there as well to pick up the flute, so...
Yep. Yep, we have these guys on the same screen, not with the same gear though. Wow, this seed is playing out in such an extraordinary way. Both of these guys having a little bit of trouble with their menus. They're kind of awkward. Big,
oh no!
Big empty space. No,
no!
Karkat!
Karkat, no!
Karkat! Oh, if only my telepathy was a little bit better. You know, I mean, if only I had telepathy. I almost gave away my secret there. I'd imagine Karkat's gonna end up... I don't know. I think he's going... Nope, he's skipping right past the Titan's mitts as well. Now, I do want to remind everybody, these guys know that they have a race on their hands. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses, so both of them have to be a little bit nervous. DT, I like the routing choice on his part. He's coming up, he's opening up the portal to T-Rock, on top of T-Rock. He's going to be able to see what medallion he needs, if he even needs to get into this dungeon. It is the Wavy Coin, Quake.
Ooh,
but hey...
Ice
yeah.
Palace and Turtle Rock both maybe not required.
That's really good to see. Wow. So that Wavy Coin might not be important. My goodness. I don't know what to expect here. Karkat's making a good choice here, going back into Eastern Palace though to finish it up and get his first crystal. Which I guess we should probably mark that DT does have a crystal. Oh, nope. We just both did it at the same time. It's okay. You've been covering it the entire time. Me trying to cover it's just messing things up.
Alright, time to see what'll be in Hookshot Cave here.
Yeah. A lot of items to be found on Dark Death Mountain. Oh, there's that money he needed.
And I did believe that he got the fire rod in the previous.
Really?
We just missed.
The Super Bunny chests, those two.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I totally missed it too, seeing Karkat heading up to Eastern Palace. Oh, DT pulling out his flute, but it is not activated yet. I'd imagine that's where he's headed right this moment. Yep. It's okay, guys. I'm sure once Karkat starts looking around, he's not going to be able to go into Dark World and do any kind of spelunking or searching, not having that Moon Pearl. So he will be forced to check Light World locations. It won't be that long before he finds the Pearl. It just puts him at a little bit of a deficit. DT not intimidated by this goofy seed whatsoever.
Yeah, a lot of everything has pretty much been unlocked for him. He's gonna just be able to cruise through a lot of this.
Mm-hmm. Chess game not offering anything of merit. All right, now we get to see a silver arrow fight from Karkat.
Looks like DT will be unlocking the duck.
Good routing choice to come into Dark World first and clear out some areas, and then mirror to get to, you know, the weather vane. Also, oh, you already marked it. Much faster than me. I'm curious to see if DT heads straight into, oh no, he's fluting out. He is not caring about Northwest Dark World. He's going to the Mire area to check all these. Now, he'll probably also clear out Desert while he's here. He can mirror and get into the back door right away. The rest of the dungeon's already cleared.
Yeah, and he does have a fire source now with the fire rod.
That's right.
Karkat's going to be heading down, I believe this was Titan's Mitt?
That's right.
There we go. Yep.
Karkat gets his Titan's Mitts while DT finds a cape in West Mire. I think he's going to Eastern Mire now to see what this... Nope. Before he heads over there, he's going to go ahead and go kill Landmolus. Karkat is on the mountain, guys. Oh no, he flutes. Ah, I thought he was heading up there. But he's going to do some not so super bunny stuff and walk around as the bunny, check a couple of locations. We'll get to see what this Eastern Mire item is that DT will be getting after Desert. Possibly. I really have to stop predicting stuff.
Yeah.
I can't help it, guys. I can't help it.
Yeah, not having the Moon Pearl is definitely a disadvantage for Karkat.
But seeing as where it is and the fact that it is the Moon Pearl, at least we know he won't be missing out on it for too long. I like his route through the pushable blocks there. I like that a lot. He goes out of his way to get the mirror shield. Not a bad play. It's a very good luxury item, especially in T-Rock, even though, as far as we know, T-Rock isn't required.
Yeah, and I don't believe Karkat has checked the Dark World yet to see what pendants are required, so I'm not sure if he knows that it may not be required either. And plus two, they are still in green mail, so it'll be interesting to see if they do end up getting a mail upgrade.
Now, unfortunately, oh, sorry to cut you off. Unfortunately, there is no Super Bunny for this Mire area. The Super Bunny is only limited to the 2 chests on Dark Death Mountain. Anywhere you can fall into a pit. So he won't be able to check these 2 chests containing, I think, a cape and then some junk. And he doesn't have a fire source, so he can't finish up this dungeon either. I think he's realizing that, and it's going to get to the point where he's on Light World Exploration Desperation mode. Try to say that 3 times fast. Looks like I'm getting corrected. You can Super Bunny in Mire? There's a new Super Bunny? That's something I'll have to learn.
Karkat will be checking the King's Tomb.
See what we have.
I thought DT might take. I thought DT might take Skullwoods, but does not look like he's heading that direction.
I think he's heading into Thieves Town, or yep, he's heading into Thieves Town. Might as well get it out of the way.
Finds himself 20 rupees.
While Karkat is heading to the mountain, he took some old man kisses. I think that means he's climbing the mountain. Nice. Nice.
Hopefully he finds himself at the Ether tablet.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, he does have the mirror, so he could go up the normal route to get up there.
Well, I'm thinking he might be thinking he can get into Dark World Death Mountain.
Yeah, he's gonna Super Bunny for those 2 items, I think. Which will get him Fire Rod. That will land him the Fire Rod, but that might send him on a wild goose chase. Seeing as Super Bunny and other minor glitches will never ever be required in any seed. The logic will not allow it to force you to do these minor glitches like this. Hopefully he realizes that, knowing that finding the fire rod here is not a big deal. That doesn't mean he has to go and kill Land Molus or head to other locations with the fire rod. We'll see what happens.
Okay, picks up the fire rod.
Mm-hmm. And then Saban quits out. That might lead him to Desert to finish up Land Molus. While DT trucks along in not Eastern Palace, but the Thieves Town. I didn't see what the other two items were in the main area.
Unfortunately, Karkat, forgetting to mirror out before saving and quitting, ends up back at the castle here.
Yep. He's fluting. Let's see where he flutes to. Oh, yep, he's headed to Desert. He is going to take the back door at least, saving him some time, not having to watch the animation in front of Desert Palace when reading the book to the pedestal. So, good shortcut. Oh man, those pterodactyls do a ton of damage. So he's down to 3 health coming into the second half of Desert Palace. DT finding bombs upstairs Thieves Town. Boy, I can't get my dungeon names correct. So nothing of importance yet in Thieves Town, but it is a crystal dungeon. Ooh, Karkat took a tile to the back of the head when he was heading up those stairs.
Now going in here with 2 hearts. So I believe, yeah, normally in that room, I've never run into a situation where one of those guys have not dropped a heart. So, oh, but unfortunately back down to 2.
Yep.
And I did not catch what was in the chest. Oh, it was 50 rupees. There we go.
DT, realizing that he is pretty low on health, backtracks through the dungeon there and grabs a couple of hearts. Probably a good move. Both of these guys sitting on 19 and 18 bombs, so no problem with explosives whatsoever. Karkat also realizing his health is low and backtracking a little bit for that extra health. Both of them coming into different boss fights at the same time. Let's see how they handle them.
Blind saying that Blind hates insect puns. They really bug me.
Yeah.
I will always take the couple seconds extra just to read the text for these fights.
Yeah, the bad jokes and puns and dad jokes, they're definitely enjoyable. Okay, DT gets himself his 3rd crystal and Karkat picks up his second. Or second and second, my bad. No, that is 3rd.
No, it is 3rd and 2nd, yep.
Yeah, DT has both Eastern and Desert under his belt and now finishing up Thieves Town. Let's see what else he finds in the Village of Outcasts. Karkat has to be slowly tilting, seeing as he's missing out on that one item in the Ether tablet that would open up the rest of the seed for him. Hey, he's old man kisses, guys. I think he's heading up the mountain.
And DT finding powder.
Yeah, another fetch quest item, which he can get to. He has all the equipment required to check all 4 spots at the blacksmith. Hey, we found the net. He does not want it though. Bold move by DT.
The moment of truth. Does he check the Ether tablet?
That has to be why he's up here. Has to be.
Well, he does have the fire rod, so.
Yeah. Yeah, he could
Where's
check
the one
that
item in Hera?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
All right, guys, we have a race.
There we go, Moon Pearl. He must be a little bit concerned because, like you said, both players are fairly close in skill level, so they do know that it's going to be a fairly difficult race. So any stumps will definitely affect affect the race.
I'm sure Karkat's mulling it over in his mind, thinking, "Oh my goodness, DT has had the pearl for 45 minutes now." So yeah, that has to make him a little bit nervous. Hey, DT, finding half magic. That's very nice. Karkat's going to go ahead and open up the portal to T-Rock and figure out what medallion he needs for it. I'm sure he'll map immediately and find out that he doesn't even need to do this dungeon. In theory. Gotta say in theory, because we don't know. It could be a pendant T-Rock that holds a required item. It looks like DT is heading up to Skull Woods. He's going to knock out his 4th crystal.
Karkat finding himself some money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a little bit late in the seed for the game to be giving you more rupees.
Yeah. After all that farming that both guys did, any money chest that they find is kind of a slap in the face. Chat's giving me a hard time with my commentating curse. I can't help it, guys. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes. These, these guys are just as oblivious to what they're going to find and where they're going to find it as we are. All right, Karkat's heading into Dark World. Has to have, as stressed as he is about finding it late, he has to be excited to be heading into Dark World to start his search. Ooh, he's going straight into Skull Woods as well. Nice, we might have some high fives here.
Yeah, Skullwood's only having 2 items. One of the Dark World dungeons that actually don't have many items in it.
Yeah, it does have a lot of keys, a lot of small keys. But it's also a very small dungeon, and they have the fire rod, so it doesn't cost a lot of time to get it out of the way while you're up here.
Ooh, DT getting grabbed by the Wallmaster. Unfortunately, has to go back to the beginning room. Thankfully, it's a very short walk back over there.
Yeah,
and
just
having grabbed the key.
Couple of rooms away. Not a huge time loss, but that's the small kind of mistakes that he can't afford to make with the kind of opponent he has. He knows that Karkat will monopolize any, take advantage of any small mess up like that to catch up. Oh man, Karkat took a death.
Oh, but has a fairy. That's right.
Yep. It was a very awkward death too. Alright, DT's in the last stretch of Skull Woods here. He's getting ready to go into the Mothula fight. Not messing around with the Gibdos that holds a key, knowing that he has that extra. Good play on his part, and knowing what gear he has and not wasting time. Dashing a little bit early, starting the fight out. This is a Master Sword fight against Mothula, the intended way to fight Mothula in the vanilla game. So it takes...
Ooh, and very well done.
Yeah.
Excellent fight from DT. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, not messing around at all. Whew. DT found half magic behind King's Tomb on that ledge. With all the bomb pots and heart pots. I don't think they found anything important, or I don't think DT found anything important in Skull Woods at this point.
No, I don't believe he has either.
Getting a little bit turned around in this this platform maze here. He's gonna get blocked again. Oh hey, those are pots. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It actually was fairly recently that a lot of people had found out about that. But yeah, that's why I don't even know what to call it, the fireball, I guess, kind of, can float around it in circle there. Because technically, if it was a wall, it should actually hit it and, go a different direction.
Yep, they should keep rotating. My goodness. The things you learn in randomizer. Karkat's taking his time, making sure he saves some of his magic and filling up some of his magic here. He does not have the luxury of the half magic in this Gibdos room, this torture room with all the mummies. Ooh, taking a beating, but it looks like he's got it under control. Almost got Wallmaster there.
Yeah, he'll probably be hoping. Ooh, I don't know if he's gonna have enough magic. Oh
my goodness.
Oh, but uses the potion. That's a good idea.
Good move on his part. He probably wanted to save that, but at this point, it's just saving you time, resetting the dungeon just so you can farm Gibdos, hoping for a magic drop, which they do have randomized prize packs. He might not even have the chance at getting a magic drop from them. Let's see where DT heads. Oh, he still has a lot to check in this overworld. He's been jumping straight into dungeons.
Finds another 20 rupees.
Karkat's handling this fight well. Taking his time to kill the moth, but he doesn't have any refills, any pots left.
And he's doing a pretty good job of avoiding the spikes, so... The annoying thing about Mothula is if you hit Mothula into any of the spikes as well, it basically negates most of the damage that you do, so...
Yeah, you'll do 0 damage. Ooh. Down to his last...
Oh!
There such a good fight, and that's all it took was that one hit. Also the energy beams that Mothula spits out, the 3 energy shots that she shoots, those do 2 full hearts of damage with the green mail. Now Karkat is at 0 magic coming back into this part of the dungeon, so he can't do the torch room until he gets a refill. That's unfortunate. He is going to check this chest first before going back to try to finish up the fight. DT is heading to the blacksmith area. I think there's four items in total that he could find at this location. He does have the magic powder, he has the hammer, so he can check all of these items.
Opting to do the hammer dash. Very swag move. Karkat checking the master sword. The butter sword!
Butter sword! Nice! What a very cool item to have. It's not required, but if they really wanted to collect all 3 pendants so they could have a very easy Ganon fight, it could be worth it. We don't know where the temperate sword is, and blue sword, a regular master sword fight with Ganon is pretty difficult, even with the silver arrows. Wow. Now see, that's the master sword that should be sleeping in that location. What was the bat cave item? I didn't catch it.
It's another heart container.
Oh, very healthy seed still.
Absolutely. Lots of love.
But a lot of items. I didn't mean to cut you off, but a lot of items seem to be eluding these guys. I mean, the lamp, all of the medallions, the Cane of Samaria. They don't need the ice rod necessarily, seeing as T-Rock is a pendant dungeon, but my goodness. This seed is pretty rough for both of these guys. Looks like Karkat's looking for magic, possibly just leaving the area and coming back later.
Yeah, might opt to go do. He might opt to do Thieves Town, just to kill the boss, get the magic refill and the full heart container, go back in, defeat Mothula. It's not too bad because they're fairly close together. So.
There is a tree right there by the Kakariko warp that he could have mirrored and then bonked off of the tree to get a full magic pot out of it. A lot of people don't realize or don't know about that location. Some of the tree, like the bonking off of trees, I think a lot of those haven't changed or been randomized at all. So if a tree spits out apples or bees or a magic pot or a fairy, I think those are all still the same as vanilla.
Karkat picking up his powder.
I think it's a good move on his part to go ahead and just get out of there and come back later when he's when his magic is refilled. Maybe he's a little bit stronger. Maybe find a better sword or mail.
Looks like it's hype cave time.
All right, 5 items. We get some money from the thief.
Bread mail.
All right, a green pot.
Quake.
Wavy coin. Okay. It was a kind of hype cave. I mean, red mail's pretty hype, and finding a medallion, that's hype as well. Wait, what was the Meyer medallion that was required? I know T-Rock was the wavy coin.
I did not check that.
I'm sure somebody took a gander at it and made a mental note of it.
Myers Quake. Yeah, Myers Quake. Chad is saying definitely Quake, so that is nice. A good find.
Yeah, so he is not looking for any more medallions. Definitely a good find. At this point, it looks like DT is just in need of, you know, possibly the lamp if he doesn't want to do dark rooms in the dark world, and that cane of Samaria for Misery Meyer.
Opting to not pick up Ice Rod.
Yeah.
It's not, knowing that he knows that Turtle Rock is a pendant dungeon, so we'll save that couple extra seconds to not pick up Ice Rod.
He also I'm sure he also realizes that, you know, T-Rock is definitely not needed for him. He can do the math with the gear that he has. He's not going to need to visit T-Rock at all, unless of course he has to have the lamp, which could be there. But I doubt he's worried about that at this point.
Yeah,
Cane of Samaria could not be in there.
Yeah, and sorry, I was just thinking, even if the lamp was in there, it wouldn't be at Trinex anyway, so he would not need the Ice Rod either way.
That's true. It'd have to be before any of the dark rooms.
Yeah.
The lamp will never be hidden behind a dark room in any seed. The logic will not allow it. All right, DT is heading into Swamp Palace. This is a good move. He has a very good chance of finding both the lamp and the Cane of Samaria in this dungeon. A lot of opportunity. This could be huge for him. If he finds the Cane of Samaria in Swamp Palace, he's going to be in a pseudo go mode, you know, with that lamp being optional for some racers. I think DT can do dark rooms if he's required to.
I'm pretty sure both racers do have the ability to do the dark rooms.
And at this point, I think DT would opt to attempt dark rooms even if he wasn't very good or very experienced in doing them, just because of who his opponent is and how this seed has been from the beginning. Very trolly seed. Zora required seed. My goodness.
Zora required with no barely any rupees given at the very beginning.
Yep. The hobo should have gave it away whenever they found the Master Sword at the hobo. They should have realized, well, I'm broke. I need to go farm money. We're still, you know, I'm not predicting a win for DT at this point because this is anybody's race. Karkat is on his tail. He's only a couple of crystals behind, but he has finished up all of Skull Woods. He just needs to go back and kill them off. As far as overworld item collection, DT has done quite a bit.
It'll all be dependent upon, I guess, who finds Cane of Samaria first, and how soon after.
That's what it comes down to.
If it is Karkat who does find it, it would depend on how soon after DT finds it.
Yeah. What's really concerning is the fact that Ice Palace is a pendant dungeon, guys. So the way this seed has been so far, the way it's been trolling both of these racers, I see Cane of Samaria hiding in Ice Palace. And I hate to be I hate to be the kind of curse commentator that I've been, but maybe it's the reverse thing again, and me saying that will keep the Samaria Cane from being in Ice Palace. I was right about the mirror though, so it's hit or miss.
Yep.
All right, Karkat, no problem whatsoever with the blind fight. Gets himself another crystal. I think that's his third.
So we had a question in chat. So at what point do you know you don't need to visit the Master Sword pedestal?
There's a couple ways that you could really know, depending on the logic. If you see that, it depends on where the pendants are, really. Because there are times where the pendants will be in locations where there's no way you can get to them before moving forward. Yeah, it would just be doing the math with the logic on the fly. Each seed being as different as they are from each other, it's kind of hard. It's kind of a hard question to answer. I'm sure there's somebody in chat, VTorp or somebody, that can give a much more coherent answer than what I just attempted. DT has a couple more chances to find the Cane of Samaria here in Swamp Palace, but it's looking like it's looking like it was for nothing so far.
Karkat's going to be doing the couple of the quest items here.
Knocking out these 4-item locations, which did DT do the purple chest at the end of all of his?
I do not believe he has Bombos, so I do not recall.
Oh.
But I could be wrong. I will see when he switches to the next item. Oh, and he finds the lantern though. DT
Very
finds
nice.
the lantern.
Yeah. At this point, it has to be happy to find that, because whether these guys can do dark rooms in the dark world or not, it's still a pain, and it's still significantly slower than, you know, having that lantern to light your way. And I mean, Palace of Darkness. Oh, go ahead.
Especially Meyer. I have to say that Meyer is required, so that one can be a real pain.
yeah, that button, you can end up fighting that button for, you know, minutes even. Here we go with the Argus, Blue Sword Argus fight. Every one of the puffs taking 2 slashes. It can be a pretty painful fight, but he has red mail, he has plenty of health. He should be alright. I say this as he's taking tons of damage and struggling with that last puff. Alright, there we go. I like the move. DT does have the blue sword, so he switches to the silver arrows to kill Argus in one
Very
shot.
well done.
We're seeing some good maneuvers by Karkat here. He's hook-shotting and then immediately starting a dash afterwards. This allows you to dash with either the big bomb or the chest in tow. It's one of the few ways to speed up movement with the chest. I think he's staying in Dark World instead of fluting. That way he can check the Bombos tablet while he's down there in South Dark World. Oh, he also has a couple locations to check here. The dilapidated flute boy, and then the ledge down here. Yep.
And we all know that the ledge down here is going to lead into Ice Rod, so it'd be interesting to see if he picks it up. Because he does know that that Butter Sword is at the Master Sword pedestal, so yeah, he's going to pick it up.
He is grabbing it. I'm not sure how experienced DT is with like low percent fighting Ganon with the regular Master Sword. It's quite a fight. It's quite a difficult fight. Even having silver arrows for the final phase, regular slashes with the Master Sword does 0 damage, does no damage to Ganon. They have to be spin attacks. So that could be a pretty big play for Karkat to go out of his way to get the gold sword, if that's what he chooses to do. He grabbed the ice rod. We don't know.
Karkat getting just a little bit richer with every fetch quest.
Yeah. Let's see what the Bombos tablet holds for us. I like DT's routing through Palace of Darkness here. He's deciding to go to I guess the basement or the deep basement of Palace of Darkness.
Unfortunately, Karkat just getting another arrow upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't recall what was in this. I think it was maybe the cape that was in this chest that he's about to check right here.
That's right. It was cape in one of the chests, and I think maybe a heart or a heart piece in the other. Ooh, DT threw that bomb before getting bodied by that jellyfish. Pretty nice. He has plenty of bombs. It wouldn't have been any kind of a worry if he were to drop the bomb, but... Alright. Still on that search for the red cane for DT.
Ooh, a nice bonk jump back over.
Yep. Very good bomb, or bonk there. Great way to backtrack through the dungeon and save yourself from having to waste a key or waste a mirror. Karkat's buying a couple of blue potions, I think, yeah.
I think he might be heading back to Mothula.
Yeah, not messing around this time around. Show that Mothula what for.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, it's coming down to Cane of Samaria, guys. Both of these guys having everything else that they need. I think Karkat's heading into Swamp Palace. He will find the lantern there. But one of the easy ways that he would have had to catch up to DT, which I think does have just a little bit of a lead. Oh, Karkat has Hide Cave to check. He's about to find himself some red mail. Very nice. As I was saying, if Karkat can find the Cane of Samaria before DT does, and before checking a dungeon like Palace of Darkness or Swamp, he'll be able to dungeon rush those dungeons and catch up very, very fast to DT. It's coming down to this red cane.
DT picking up that big key.
Yep, he's probably headed to the Dark Maze now. Let's see if he does a reverse bomb jump. I don't know if he will. I know he can. Ooh, with every chest he has to be getting a little bit more nervous because DT is not sure at all where his opponent is. He doesn't know that Karkat had a little bit of trouble with that ether tablet and finding the pearl earlier on. I think it was well over a half an hour before either of these guys actually got to Dark World where they can explore it.
Yeah, I do believe so as well.
Oh, 300 rupees on DT's in there.
Oh no.
Sitting at 1,000. Sitting at 1,000 rupees. Oh.
And a bomb upgrade, or a bomb capacity upgrade. That I didn't see if he had picked up. Ooh, but finds the Tempered Sword. Tempered Sword,
that's a big help. Hopefully Karkat doesn't go out of his way for all three pendants. Seeing as once he searches through Palace of Darkness, he will find the red sword.
So definitely, the boss will definitely have an item because DT has all the dungeon items that he could possibly, or the map, the compass, and the big key at least.
Karkat actually, maybe his muscle memory kicked in, but he skipped the bombable wall there. The first chest in Swamp is actually a small key, but the second chest in Swamp Palace, he went right past it. We know that it didn't have anything of importance, but that could have been a big miss on his part. DT still has not switched. Well, no, he did switch to silver arrows. He killed Argus with them. So
DT. Well, he switched back, I think.
Yeah, he switched back to wooden arrows. I guess saving some lag frames. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if Karkat realizes that he skipped that chest. I hope that doesn't come into play later and he realizes it when he gets into search mode for the Cane of Samaria and comes back here looking to double check. Great
Very
turtle
well.
party.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Very good turtle party. We have DT coming into the Helmasaur King fight. Let's see how he handles it.
We'll see how the fireball RNG. Hopefully, it's in his favor.
Yep.
Fortunately, one right off the bat there.
Yep. And even with his health and his red mail, he still decides, nope, not taking any chances dying to this boss. I'm just going to wait out those fireballs. And the sword out strategy is a very good one. Ooh, switch to silver arrows. There you go. He's got it.
Perfect. Well done. Excellent Helmasaur fight.
Definitely. Very clean fight. Karkat's about to find himself his second source of fire, his lantern.
And Helmasaur giving DT a little bit of love.
Yep. No cane, unfortunately. That's what he is hoping for.
Karkat picking up the lantern now.
I don't know where the cane could be. I mean, they do have a good amount of places left to check. I'm hoping that it's not an Ice Palace. It definitely
Ice Palace
could be.
Or even Trolley Meyer positioning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Vanilla Meyer location. It's in Meyer Big Chest.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a lot of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that it's an Ice Palace. If it is an Ice Palace, though, that means that DT is making the wrong gamble here by heading into the dungeon. I think this is a good gamble. Seeing as if you head into Ice Palace to look for that red cane and it's not there, and it was in Meyer the entire time, it's just, that's a waste of time dungeon is all that is. So, good play by his part, but a gamble nonetheless. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things about the randomizer is that pretty much everything is a gamble.
Yep. You have to weigh the risk and reward and cross your fingers and hope that your gamble is better than your opponent's. Sometimes, as we've seen with this scene, or seen with this seed, it's not even about a gamble. It's just about the seed telling you where to go. And you know, I think these guys could have avoided killing Agahnim. I think they could have by going to Zora first, but that's 500 rupees neither of these guys had. And eventually they were forced, for anybody tuning in recently, both of these guys were forced to farm for rupees to go get Hookshot from Zora King. Very weird and trolly seed. Hey, look where Karkat's headed. Yeah, he's not taking the gamble of wasting time in Misery Mire to find the red cane there.
Well, he definitely, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
He definitely has both the fire rod and the. Oh, looks like he's might not be going in there.
Maybe he weighed his options and thought, wait a second, no, that'll be a huge waste of time if it's in Misery Mire. Looks like he's heading to Pod instead, because this is a required dungeon. It has a crystal, so this would be much better risk for reward. He has to clear this dungeon anyway for the crystal, and if the cane is in here, which we know that it's not, but if it were to be in here, this would be the right play for sure. It's easy to spectate and, you know, predict things and scrutinize whenever we're just observers, everybody. It's really easy to, oh, I wouldn't have done that, or I would do this. But these guys are actually doing this math while they're playing. They're figuring out where they have to go and taking these gambles while playing the game. It's a whole different monster. It's a whole different beast. So, got to give it up for him, though. This has been an awesome race so far. Maybe not an awesome seed.
I think he might be looking to head towards Hera, because DT did not poke his head in Hera at all.
Oh my goodness. If we find the red cane in Hera basement, that could change That could change the outcome of this race entirely. Well, I mean that'll really lock in his. Well, you're right. He didn't even poke his head in earlier, did he? He didn't
Nope.
even check any of it.
Nope.
So he does have a lot to check. Hopefully, he doesn't save the basement for last, because that's the one item that we're unsure of as spectators.
He's also going to be doing the spike cave here.
Mm-hmm. This is actually a really good idea. I like the maneuvers using hookshot on these torches here. He has the cape, he has the cane, but he's not messing with any of that. Look at that, getting through very quickly.
Excellent. Oh, unfortunately.
Oh, it doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Does not pay off. Still a good idea from him. And that saved his half of his half magic. Gets himself some super speed, goes invisible, and he's out of the cave. Very good gameplay by DT here, while Karkat is searching through this dungeon here. Wow. We don't know what to expect, guys. We have no idea where this red cane is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it is in Hera's basement.
Mm-hmm. That's where he's headed. Maybe not the basement right away, but he's in Tower of Hera. I think there was a heart piece down here in the base, or in this part of the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Immediately mirrors out. No, thank you. I'm healthy enough.
He'll be grabbing the big key from here.
Yeah, that'll probably push him upstairs. Yep, it's looking like it. More often than not, these races come down to one item determining everything, you know, determining the outcome of the race, and again, it looks like it's going to happen here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting once we figure out where the cane is. And as Chad is saying, that Ice Palace is the green pendant as well, so...
Oh, it's even another item from Sahasrara.
Yeah.
My goodness. Oh, that would be very painful. Sahasrara holding on to the red cane from an unneeded Ice Palace. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just thinking about it. Oh boy.
Yep. With it being a seed like it is, I can't put it past it.
Yeah, it has definitely been a trolley seed, that's for sure.
Looks like we have some people saying T-Rock. It actually cannot be in T-Rock, seeing as the very first room requires you to have the cane to progress. So we know that that's not a dungeon we have to concern ourselves with.
And we know that DT did poke his head into Mire, so I believe he grabbed all the chests that were accessible. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think he did. It'd be unfortunate if he checked all but one or two, and one of those were the cane.
Oh
and he
no!
Left. Oh, middle
Falls
hole.
down the middle hole, so he's gonna go down 2 floors.
Yeah, and unbeknownst to him, he's gonna climb all the way back up to kill the caterpillar, and then get, I think, the compass from Moldorm. So this is just a huge time sink for him. No way for him to know that. Oh. You see the tilt too. He missed the dash just above that bumper there. There's a small window or a small space where you can dash above the bumper without bouncing off of it. Oh, the tilt is real.
Oh
DT.
no!
DT, don't worry about it. The caterpillar is not worth it. It'll be okay, buddy. Karkat has checked all of Palace of Darkness, so he's heading downstairs to go fight Helmasaur King.
DT heading back into the Moldorm Arena.
Yeah, not messing around this time, pulls his cape out. Ooh. Though he doesn't turn it on, he just jumps into the fight.
Might just be waiting for the right time.
Phase.
Ooh, but there we go, perfect. Well done.
Very nice. First try. Unfortunately, he does pick up the compass, so he knows he's going to have to go to the basement. Good move on his part, just jumping straight down, not waiting for the fanfare of the pendant grab. Pendant get. Hey, we're getting to see what's in the basement.
Here it goes. Oh boy.
If this is the Cane of Samaria, guys, DT will be locking in a very strong lead against Karkat.
And Karkat also, by the way, did not pick up what was in the big chest. And that was Tempered Sword.
Oh, really? He didn't check the big chest for Palace of Darkness.
He is definitely skipping it. He's got the Master Sword still. No orange beams for him.
That's unfortunate. I hope he opts to use the silver arrows during the second phase of Helmasaur King. Getting beat up a little bit by Helmasaur King. DT's almost through the tile room. All right.
All right, guys. This is it.
Yep. The moment of truth here. He's a little low on magic, so he's gonna have to pull out his lantern.
Oh no!
Red rupees. Oh, the shame. So, sitting in my favorite room of the game was a huge waste of time. Not a huge waste, but a waste of time for DT. I think he might be headed to Ice Palace. It's getting to the point where that's it. That's his choices. Ice Palace or bust, guys. So I totally cursed the seed from beginning to end. You guys have to love me for that. Ice Palace, Cane of Samaria. Again, it's actually, I've seen it quite often. Cane of Samaria or something of equal value being hidden in a dungeon that, a pendant dungeon. Ice Palace being a pendant dungeon, my goodness.
Karkat looks like he might be heading back to the big chest, so let's hope that is where he's going.
Yeah, give it up for both of these racers, everybody. Go and follow these guys because they're putting on an awesome show for us. Oh, I don't think he checked any of, he didn't check any of the Dark Maze, so he's gonna get some money and stuff. Go follow these racers, guys. This has been a really, really good race so far. There's no definitive winner yet. DT still has not found that Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, and as chat was saying, Catfish also has not been checked as well. So,
oh my goodness!
If it's not in Ice Palace and if it's at Catfish and Karkat skips Ice Palace and heads straight there, we might. We might see it.
That would put him in go mode. Just a little bit before T and DT, and allowing Karkat to not waste time looking around Meyer. All right, Karkat has the Tempered Sword. He can't be considering Gold Sword anymore. I truly hope not. Whew! This seed, guys.
And unfortunately, I did not catch which crystal that was. I think it was 4.
I think that's 4 for Karkat, because DT's only missing out on that one crystal, Misery Mire. Karkat's, hot on his tail. I think Karkat's heading up to Skull Woods, knock out Mothula, get his 5th, and then he's in desperation. I've got to find the Cane of Samaria mode.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, it definitely was 4, because Skull Woods is 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
So, and we know the Samaria King definitely can't be at the double-chested fairy because Meyer is crystal number 5, so...
That's right.
And the Samaria Cane is definitely required for Meyer.
Yep. Just for a single spot, and oh, there it is. DT finding the Cane of Samaria deep in Ice Palace. Very, very deep in Ice Palace. He's in go mode, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And he's already cleared out, I think he's already cleared out all of Misery Mire except what he cannot do, which is the basement button, The whole reason you need the Cane of Samaria, unfortunately. So, he's on his way to beat the game. Oh man, this seed, from beginning to end.
Been one troll after another.
That's right. DT not concerned about magic whatsoever, just flinging fire rod shots left and right. Putting that half magic to use in the second room of Misery Mire. It looks like DT's taking the it looks like he's taking the long way around. There is a shortcut to get to the end of the dungeon, the second half of the dungeon, if you will. There is a shortcut on the west side.
Karkat grabbing his second last crystal.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, gonna need to be heading to Ice Palace. So we'll see if he decides to head straight to Mire, or if he decides to deviate just a little bit. He might be a little bit worried and might take a bit of a gamble because he may think that he's behind.
Oh, it looks like I'm being corrected that the west side shortcut is actually slower. To each their own. I have no idea. Things change so quickly in different speedrunning communities. I have no idea if it's faster or slower. I thought it was a shortcut. I stand corrected. Karkat is coming into the same situation that DT was, where he needs that single item, and he's just going to be searching for it. I guess he's going to be doing some overworld searching first. He has some spots he needs to check. But it'll get to a point where he doesn't know where he needs to go, and it's deep in Ice Palace too. It's not one of the first easy to get to chests. It's deep in Ice Palace.
DT with the nice kill there.
Yeah.
Opting to use his silver arrows. Very well done.
Wow, very
fast. He gets his last crystal, and now he's going to be heading up to the tower.
Yep. DT's on his way to G Tower. How many chests do you guys think it's going to take before he finds that big key? I think 2. The way this seed has been, it's about time for the seed to play nice and give these guys a break, or give DT a break specifically, because he's on his way. Karkat found himself some half magic, and he is sitting on 666 rupees. That's always a good omen.
Yeah, that is definitely not the number I'd want to see, that's for sure. I think Karkat's going to be heading to Catfish, maybe?
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because if that would have been the Cane of Samaria, that would have, tied him up with DT. DT wasting all that time in or presumably wasting all that time in Ice Palace, which we all know as spectators was not a waste of time whatsoever. Wow, this seed.
Yeah, it's definitely been something. I honestly, the troll of having to farm rupees right off the beginning.
Yep, we've seen it a couple times where trolling for rupees for Zora King pays off, but being forced to do so, I think that's the first time I've seen that. Oh, money. Soggy money.
Yeah, he must be thinking, where could I have missed? What am I?
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's gonna take the gamble into Mire.
Yeah, and if you guys don't recall, or if you didn't catch it earlier, Karkat did go to Ice Palace and walked into the front door and just kind of stood there and looked around. I think that was Karkat. It might have been DT, but if it was Karkat, that's really unfortunate, because he was so close, yet so far away from finding that last item.
Yeah, it was definitely Karkat.
Mm-hmm. I thought that it was. We have a heart piece and the big key. I was right.
Nice, that was excellent.
Yeah, he does need a small key. Hopefully he doesn't just head upstairs and gamble that he's going to find... Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's going to find a small key first before he heads upstairs. Good call. So I was right about the mirror at Witch's Hut, and I was right about the big key. Everything else, I would completely cursed and ruined the seed for these guys. Hey, it was fun though.
Yeah, this has definitely been exciting.
Agreed. Looks like Karkat's heading up to check
Oh
that
no,
basement
the
item.
basement. No.
Yeah. That's what happens when you leave an item behind in a dungeon. Sometimes that item will turn out to be something important that you've been missing out on the whole time and wasting time looking for other places. And then this as well, where okay, he's checking the can of beer in a cave. But it also turns out that it could be a place that you backtrack to during a search, retracing your steps and wasting time. You know, it goes both ways. It's that risk reward.
Yeah, and
Playing
that's
out.
really the great thing about randomizer is, you know, you can make some of the craziest choices and it pays off in the end. And then sometimes it's the complete opposite.
That's right. Gotta love randomizer. I think that's why this tournament has such a huge following and why it's been so exciting for so many people, because it's so random. Go figure.
At least it's good random, right? The bad random's been taken out.
That's right. First try dig, first try chest every time.
Yep.
Karkat getting bullied by the bullied blob there.
DT struggling a little bit here. Oh, there we go. We got it.
But he's almost through the gauntlet. He's been doing pretty well.
Excellent fire rods. Excellent fire rod shots there.
Yeah, making good use of his fire rod and half magic. See how he handles Landmolus. I like that DT is sitting on a flat 1,000 rupees in a seed where farming was required. Just a slap in the face, guys. Nice. Quick
Karkat
2-cycle.
Getting a second to breathe here. Probably going through his thought process on, okay, if this isn't it, where else do I have to go?
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking to himself, it better not be an ice palace. It better not be. Has to be relaxing though. Take a few minutes to yourself, fill up your drink, whatever you need to do. Stretch your legs, because this has been a pretty long seed. I mean, DT's cutting it close, but he could definitely have a sub 2 hour time locked in for such a trolley seed, which is very, very impressive. But
So
I don't want to predict that just in case. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Karkat's saving quitting, so we'll see. Where does he decide to go now? Is it going to be ice? Nope, it's Meyer. He's going to head back to Meyer.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
So I have to imagine that after Meyer here, he's probably going to head back. Or he's probably going to head to Ice Palace.
Yep, I think he's cleared out most of the overworld, if not all of it. So that will be his last destination. He will be forced to head down there, deep into Ice Palace to find the Cane of Samaria. This is his second visit to Meyer, isn't it? I think.
Yes, it is.
Maybe he realized that he forgot a chest in here. Maybe he didn't clear it out in its entirety.
I don't believe he actually fully went into the dungeon. I think he kind of stepped in here for a second, but
oh, maybe realizing, oh, Hera basement. Maybe that forced him to mirror.
Yeah.
Yep. DT did get knocked down by Moldorm 2, and then just like his Moldorm 1 fight, came back with a vengeance and equipped that cape to make quick work of him. Let's see if he opens up this this last chest in the game. Okay, heart piece. Cool.
Seed is definitely abundant with its heart pieces, that's for sure.
Yep. DT is sitting on 15 hearts, coming into the second to last boss battle. Wonder how his geometry is. We'll see how he handles Agahnim too.
So they're both now they're both looking probably at their timers and going, uh-oh, it's getting close to the 2-hour mark. So somebody's gonna be in Ganon's tower or the Ganon fight. So they both know each other's PBs. So they'll be kind of looking at the time and going, oh no, it's getting to be that time. Somebody's getting close. So you'll start to see them kind of rush through things that they normally wouldn't rush through, or
Yep, small mistakes that they would never make whenever they're playing on their own or playing casually or, doing RTAs. You'll definitely see them, well, not always. Some guys, they thrive under pressure, but I'm sure DT is wondering to himself, oh my goodness, is Karkat in the middle of the Ganon fight? Is Ganon dead for him? Is he getting ready to dot done? But we'll see how he handles it under the pressure.
So we're going to go into the tempered Ganon fight with silver arrows. So the first couple phases here, he's going to have to do a little bit more than normal. So you start off with, I believe it's 6 spins or 12 slashes here.
That's right. For the first 2 phases, he needs at least 6 spins or 12 slashes to push Ganon into the next phase. The third phase only taking 1 slash per teleport, which is 4 teleports. And then the final phase taking 4 silver arrows. Ooh, very dangerous.
Yeah.
He popped a potion, though. He's okay. Now he has full magic, full health, and still a solid 1,000 rupees. That's just the game being sentient, knowing what it, or the seed being sentient, knowing what it did to these racers. Did you find the arrows in the light world? I sure did. Do you want to see what they look like, Ganon? Here you go. He gets the torch glitch.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bat. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
So when you hit Ganon from the side there, if you get him at the right angle, you can actually get 2 shots into him. But as soon as Ganon touches the side there, you can no longer fire another arrow into him. So
yeah, they just bounce right off.
DT finishing up the Ganon fight here. Dots Duns in Speedruns Live.
Yeah,
SRL IRC. He has a first place time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 49 seconds.
Very nice. Wow. For this seed to be finished in under 2 hours is very, very impressive. Holy moly. Are you seeing if DT would like to come in here and discuss this trolley seed?
Absolutely getting him in here.
Nice. He doesn't even have a choice. We're pulling him in. He has to explain himself. Whew. Karkat pausing his game. I'm sure he's congratulating his opponent.
Yeah, Karkat did. Absolutely.
Very nice.
And one of the wonderful things about this tournament is how sportsmanlike everyone is. I have to say that everyone's been full of respect, at least the players and whatnot, between each other. There's been tons of goodwill between everyone. It's been a really wonderful tournament.
Definitely. At the end of the day, we are all opponents at the end of the day, but no matter what question is asked or what kind of help is required of one opponent or one player or another, everybody's super helpful towards each other, making sure that, there's no hidden tech or hidden, strategies from other players. We all share everything that we can. It's been a great tournament.
Hello, DT. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Good game. Good game, dude.
Thank you both.
So how you feeling?
Feed?
My nerves are shaking like crazy right now. I had no idea what to expect. I was honestly expecting to lose this one.
So I have to ask, that forced Zora King farming, what do you think about that?
Just to be clear, backtracking before I even answer that, we both had the same seed and he had to do that too, right?
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Absolutely, yeah.
I got to a point where it's like, that was literally my last resort to farm rupees. Nobody ever wants to. I would much rather do Agahnim first, hoping for something, but unbelievable.
You guys were actually neck and neck for the first half an hour, being forced to do the same things. He went and fought Agahnim as well, and it led to what, a fire shield?
Yeah, it's like, that's not even worth it.
Like, what was the point in that? And then you both realized, oh, all I have left is Zora King. You were actually farming at the exact same time. You were just a little bit ahead of him, like maybe 30 seconds when it came to the farming.
That's unbelievable. Whoever picked this seed needs to be fired. That's not cool.
It definitely was a trolley seed, that's for sure. And Samaria being so deep in Ice Palace.
Oh my god.
What was your thoughts on that?
I was geared up to go to Ice Palace, realizing it was a possibility, being that I had the green pendant as well. That adds an extra item to the count. But for my first visits up to Death Mountain, oh, I see we'll see it in a moment on stream. I see the Butter Sword was in the Master Sword pedestal.
That's right.
Interesting. But for my first moments on Death Mountain, I had this itch in the back of my mind that there was something in Hera, and just skipping it early on might have haunted me. So that was why I went back there first, but Ice Palace was my immediate spot afterward. Mm-hmm. And that paid off.
I think you were actually running out of options in Ice Palace, being a pendant dungeon, you just didn't want to have to go in there. You put that off for last two, just like the farming. Mm-hmm. One thing, would you like to know where you really took off and took the lead and solidified it?
Sure, humor me. Why not?
The Ether tablet, holding the magic or the Moon Pearl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't check that.
Karkat actually bypassed it, and he ended up finding, like Titan's Myths and stuff like that around the same time you did, but it was that one item that he was forced back up the mountain to go and grab.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it gets to a point you can get some of the best items in the game. You're absolutely stuck without that Moon Pearl.
That's right. So he was forced to check everything in Light World and, in the Overworld and stuff before heading up there. That had to have been painful for him. And then, of course, the Cane of Samaria in such a bad location, that's bad too. Right.
I'm assuming he has it since he completed Meyer. I'm just looking at his tracker and I don't see it.
No, he does not. He has not completed Meyer.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
Meyer is the last dungeon that he needs to defeat. So right now he's just looking for the Cane of Samaria. That's it, and then he's in go mode.
Okay.
Yep. He actually visited Meyer twice, taking the same gamble that you did, that the Cane of Samaria would just be lying there waiting for you. Unfortunately, it's just not. He is saving and quitting out of Swamp. I think he might be heading to Ice Palace now.
Okay.
Yeah, he did finish Swamp. He just didn't grab all of the chests. So there's quite a bit of items there. So it's not a bad move.
No, not at all. Yeah, of all places, I have seen the Cane of Samaria in the Meyer big chest. So I don't ever really consider it a bad gamble after seeing it there to at least check it out.
No, not at all.
I just have to add, relating to the Ether tablet, kind of a long trek to get there, considering I was on East Death Mountain, and it could have just been a green rupee, for all I knew. But this is now the third seed in a row, my third race in a row. Race number 2 and race number 3 both had to hammer there. And then this one had the Moon Pearl, so that is not a place to ever skip, clearly.
No, it is not. You guys, speaking of hammer, you found it in the escape in the sewers. And we were so hyped thinking that, this seed is going to just be blown wide open and you guys are going to have so many places to go. And then, no, it bottlenecked so fast that our heads spun.
Yeah. Like, it was between farming rupees and checking the Ice Rod Cave and Agahnim, and it's like, I don't want to do any of those.
Sorry to interrupt here. I just want to say for chat, if any of you guys want to get your bonk guesses in before it quickly shows up on the channel here.
Oh, by all means. Don't ever apologize for interrupting for bonk guesses. That takes priority.
Oh, for sure.
I see it right now, but I'll let it go a little bit until chat sees it. It's better than I was expecting, honestly.
Also, I'd like to point out that Karkat is in the Ice Palace. He has to delve pretty deep to find his Cane of Samaria, but once he does, he'll be in go mode as well. He can go back and finish up Meyer, and then he's on his way to beat the game as well. Which won't take too long, considering G Tower had such a, comfy big key location.
Oh yeah, I must have a great curse with that. I found it in that first room so many times lately.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't ever question it though. But yeah, the big key in Meyer was fairly quick too, so he'll be able to breeze right through that in a few moments as well.
Yep, he's actually cleared out Meyer, so yeah, he'll be going straight to the boss, straight to Vitreous as soon as he gets the backtrack there. Speaking of curses, I have to warn you, if you go back to watch this, don't be too hard on me. I feel like I cursed you guys from the very beginning. I made some predictions that were not good, including the Cane of Samaria being in Ice Palace. I made that prediction very, very early on.
Yep, he definitely did.
You know what? I would expect nothing less from you, okay, guy?
I can't help it.
He did get one right this time. He got the mirror, and of course the Cane of Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of Karkat missing the pearl up on the mountain, I was like, it's okay, because the witch is going to have the mirror, and that's going to force Karkat back up the mountain to get the flute, which he knew was there.
Oh yeah,
and
is that when you want to get an ether too?
No, he actually went up there, got the flute, and then left. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to stop talking. And chat was getting mad at me, and it was a whole thing. A lot of fun, though. I mean, even with it being a bottleneck seed and kind of forcing you to do things you don't want to do, it felt like a fun seed to play.
Once you got past the Zora farming and got the hook shot from him, yeah, it actually wasn't so bad.
You know, maybe not for a tournament race. I was going to say maybe not fun for a tournament race. Be a little bit nerve-wracking, but there we go. Cane of Samaria for Karkat.
Perfect. Mirrors out instantly.
I'm seeing the comment he's leaving on the seed in the IRC channel right now too, and that's pretty amusing.
Now, how many wins in the group stage is that for you?
That would be 4.
4, really? So you already knew you were going on into the brackets, you know? Well, no, that means now you know you're going on into the brackets. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Doubly over.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah. How do you think your average is? Did you have any really bad times, or are they all pretty much close to 2 hours? Or
everything was sub 2. My highest was, I think, a 154.
Wow. So you have a sub 2 hour average for sure.
Yeah, I think it was a 154. This one's a 151, and then somewhere in the mid 140s and a low 130s. So that averages out pretty nicely, I would think. I'm not doing math right now, but
and that's definitely an excellent time for this seed for sure.
I'm never doing math, so I don't blame you at all.
You know, I've never had to farm for rupees, and it was kind of a win to go to the cave near desert. And it turned out, I believe there were 50 rupees there each time, so it actually went fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 7 times, I think, is what you needed to go in and out.
Yeah, you actually, after the Ice Rod Cave, you actually grabbed 20 rupees from that thief hut, or that thief cave there. And I was like, oh no, I hope he doesn't try to farm rupees here. That's 20 every time. But
yeah, that would have taken way too long.
Yep.
There were no rupees anywhere early game. None.
No. Broke seed. Very broke seed. Healthy seed, though.
Oh, totally.
Speaking of rupees, you actually finished the game with exactly 1,000 rupees on the button. I thought that was a little bit... just kind of the seed insulting you, slapping you in the face for, you know.
Yeah.
So silly. So silly. Anything you'd like to add at all? I mean, this seed was pretty fun, but I mean, for us to watch anyway.
You know, one thing that I know out of playing any of these is that it's very easy to get one item that you know is going to be helpful and then completely stop what you're doing and change direction. And I have to say, one of my stronger points in this, I don't think it paid off much, if anything at all. But once I got the flute, instead of heading straight to activate it, I decided to head to Eastern Death Mountain. Since I had also had the Titan's Mid, I was finally able to go through all of the Dark Death and just knock that out at once.
That's right, and it paid off. I think you found like the Fire Rod and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Fire Rod was there.
Karkat had to do Super Bunny because he didn't have the pearl, so he did Super Bunny to find the Fire Rod, which led him to finishing Desert, leaving the mountain again without the pearl. The pearl really messed up the race for Karkat. That's where he lost the most time.
Yeah. Having to
So,
make multiple trips to a couple different locations because of not having the moon pearl was definitely, unfortunately, his downfall. And this
that's never
excellent
fun.
strat here with the running back and forth through the eyeballs that I saw for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, with Tempered Sword, nonetheless, it's really cool because you can see it even more dashing back and forth. I love this strat.
Oh, it's fantastic. When I saw him do that in his first race, I told him flat out, I'm going to steal that from you at some point, but I've never had a chance. I've never had the right items for it.
A lot of people have stolen that strat. We've seen it from a lot of racers this tournament. Man, I don't even know what to add. Karkat is finished with getting his last crystal, so he's headed up the G Tower, and I'm sure G Tower he'll knock out in, no time at all.
Yeah, I would say another 10 minutes at the most, given where we know the big key was.
Good game, man, and congratulations on moving on into the brackets.
Thank you.
Might be a little bit before we get to see you racing again, though.
It could be, but I'll have to keep up the brackets off screen and try not to overdo it. I do feel like I'm starting to get a little burned on it, but one game at a time.
Yeah, it's very easy to get burnt out, especially when the randomizer first came out, back in the older versions, 3, 4, and 6. I would do 2 or 3 races a day, sometimes 4 races a day, and by that 4th race, I have no idea what I've checked, where I've been, or what I've done. It all starts to meld together. And speaking of which, are you concerned at all about the brackets? Are you worried?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, because it is best out of 3 for the first, for the first stage of brackets, and then best out of 5 for the finals.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to think too much about it at this point. There's a lot of races in the round robin to get through.
That's right.
Before I have to worry too much about that, but best out of 3, I think, gives you a little bit more breathing room. You can make a mistake in the first one and come back in the second and panic a bit in the third race. Who knows?
Yeah, you can. Definitely a good way to look at it. I like your outlook. Let's not worry about it too much at the moment. Nice.
I like the
Super Mario RPG
Yeah.
bad guy there.
Ever since I was young, he's been a favorite of mine. It's kind of become a little mascot, I suppose.
Mascot. It's a good mascot to have.
Yeah, we might see some Aga 2 bug net strats.
Yeah, Karkat went out of his way to get the net, and now he's going to buy some potions again, fill up on his potions, some of that hard-earned money that you guys got a little bit late in the seed. I guess my last question, I always have to ask this, is what are you taking away from this seed? What did you learn?
That's a tough one, because, I mean, without any sort of narcissistic vibe to this, after that first 40 minutes or so went by and the farming was done, a lot of it tied together really well, getting the hammer so early and the flippers. We were able to go through a bunch of dungeons really, really fast. Eventually you run out and you pick between, in my case, the Tower of Hera and the Ice Palace and hope one of them pays off. It's really tough to say. I actually feel pretty confident about my routing on this one, all in all.
Nice. I don't find it narcissistic whatsoever. You did handle yourself well, and against a intimidating opponent like Karkat, you had to know coming into this that you had a race on your hands, and you had to be thinking on your feet and playing well and making good decisions, and risk to reward gambles.
Absolutely.
Putting off Ice Palace was the right move. You did not want to have to go in there, even though you guys were forced to do so. Not wanting to farm, but you were forced to do so.
No.
So I totally agree. You played well. You routed even better, and once again, congratulations, man. Good
Thank
for you.
Thank you, sir.
I guess if there's nothing else to add, we'll get back over to Karkat. Watch how he handles the G Tower segment, and I'm sure we'll hear more from you in commentary. Are you doing any commentary coming up in the upcoming races this weekend?
Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe I'm commentating with Hylia for the GLS and Christos race.
Nice.
Looking forward to that one.
So we might not get to see you in a race anytime soon until the brackets start, but at least we'll get to hear from you.
That'll certainly free up some time for me to commentate a bit more, which I'm looking forward to.
Nice. We'll have to team up again on some races. Sign up for some races together.
You tell me when. I'm always willing.
Nice. Thanks, DT. Always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you guys.
very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Whew. Karkat already has the big key. I called it. Totally called it.
He's going to be heading up here.
Yeah.
After he grabs the small key. I believe the small key was on the lamp here, so he's just going to quickly grab this one and head right up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Which, both of these racers making the right play to get a small key before heading upstairs. Too many times, myself and other racers have headed up to G Tower, you know, the final segment of G Tower without having a small key in your pocket, and you get past the gauntlet, you get all the way to the end, and then you realize, oh no, I don't have enough keys. And if, you know, sometimes the gamble can pay off, sometimes you can get lucky and find a small key in one of those final chests, but it's not a gamble worth taking, and neither one of these guys took that gamble, which I totally agree with.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to see if we get to see some Aga 2 bugnet strats.
Yeah. The pressure is definitely off. Once you see your opponent has done, you know, you can. It might be. You'd think that it would be demoralizing, but really, it's a huge breath of fresh air. You know, it's a huge sigh of relief. And you can kind of enjoy yourself and put on a show for the audience, and you know, just finish the game. So, I like this strat from Karkat, just jumping straight in the hole and then using the iframes to dash through all of the cannonballs.
Yeah, it's my favorite strat to use. Absolutely. Instead of having to dodge all of them.
Yeah, and the Ganon Ball Z strat, you know, I think I have a 2% success rate with that strat or that tech, and it's not easy at all. Whoa, look at this gauntlet. First room of the gauntlets. Really fast.
Yeah, that was excellent. Ooh, nice. Second one was just as good.
Yeah, like I said, you get to have that sigh of relief and then put on a show for everybody, and he's proving what I was saying. Good use of a pot there, not messing around with that last horse head. Nice.
Ooh. There we go. Very well done as well.
Ow. He's gonna go ahead and refill or possibly catch a fairy here.
For a second, I thought he was gonna shoot the fairy.
yeah. I have had enough. Take this fairy, silver arrow to the face. I like this this strategy for the Landmolus, using the sword out technique so you can strafe and keep Link facing south.
Yeah, that's actually, I had not seen that until today.
It's a very clean way of fighting. He's on the last stretch of Ganon's Tower.
My favorite room here. This one, and then the Samaria strat room. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I remember watching speedruns like in an old 2012 GDQ or something and seeing these rooms and thinking, oh my goodness, I need to speedrun this game.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite room.
I think we jinxed him though. Now it's your turn to jinx it being a favorite room, and then Karkat having a little bit of trouble with the room. But he still has plenty of magic. Having the half magic, he's not too concerned about running out during these torch rooms.
And luckily, he did pick up a full magic container while he was in the other room with the Wizrobes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not worried about getting the full container there. We'll be heading.
Yep. If anybody's concerned why Karkat kind of stood around and waited for the fanfare of those torches going out, there's actually a small possibility of going up the stairs at the exact same time on the same frame that the torches go out, and soft locking the game, it causes all of the sprites in G Tower to despawn. And once that happens, you actually cannot continue. I'm not sure if that soft lock has been removed in the randomizer. I'd imagine, it has, or it's going to be, because of all the other soft locks being taken out. But either way, it's still, there could be the muscle memory of, I don't want to soft lock the game. I'm going to wait for the fanfare. I don't think it's happened in a long time to anybody, but I know it's happened to me on accident, just practicing. And what is going on? Why aren't the enemies spawning? I think it happens in Ice Palace as well. If you kill the 3 enemies at the same time in the second room, as the door is opening, you enter it at the same time or something. I don't know the technical stuff. All right.
Mira is saying he actually got burned by that glitch a few days ago, so I think that's probably why he's opting not to.
Okay. And I am getting confirmation, VTorp, one of the brains behind this amazing randomizer, letting us know that, yeah, the soft lock is still there, so you do want to kind of hesitate. Woo! Nice net dash. We're getting some swagger. Getting some swagger in this Aga 2 kill. Very nice. I think that was a double hit with that net dash.
Oh,
Super
wow.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure that was a triple hit.
So 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. All the swagger from Karkat. That was awesome. I don't even know what I was talking about, and it doesn't matter at this point. That was cool. That was so cool. Oh my goodness. Triple hit net dash. That's going into the highlights. Holy moly, yeah, he wins by default. I'm sorry, DT, but you can't go to the brackets. Karkat just took the win from you. Let's see how he handles Ganon. Hopefully he doesn't try to net dash him too, even though I wouldn't put it past him.
I have to interject quickly, I am still here. I thought opening that last chest after Maldorn was enough to keep me in this, but you know what, I will gladly take the DQ for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You did open the last chest just to make sure you didn't get disqualified, which no chat, that doesn't actually cause a DQ. It's just a running joke between all of us that if you don't check the last chest, your run is invalid. Good cape strat there.
Yeah.
Getting the last couple hits in. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get the extra hits in to push the next phase as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Great cape strats. Yeah, I believe there is another match coming up right after this, so stay tuned, everybody. In the name of DQ.
We'll be grabbing, I believe we'll be grabbing Karkat in here for just a couple seconds just to see his thoughts.
I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Absolutely. And then, oh no! Fortunately did not get the torch glitch, but oh, he might be able to get 2 hits in here. There you go.
If you're fast and Ganon is actually in the center of the arena, there's a slim possibility of getting a triple hit. There's very little window to pull it off, but it is possible. You can get a triple hit on Ganon with the silver arrows. Ooh, here we go. Last hit. Nice. Give it up, everybody. Got to get some hype in chat for Karkat finishing up this race.
Karkat finishes second place with a time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 58 seconds. That's official SRL time.
Awesome. Good game, man. Awesome race. I was pretty pumped up from the start of that one all the way through. Even whenever it got to the point where they were forced to farm for rupees, I was still so hype I couldn't contain myself.
Yeah.
Looks like the lizard's pretty hyped too on DT's screen there. Whew.
That was definitely an excellent race. Oh my goodness.
For sure. What was the official time for Karkat again?
Sorry, it was 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Nice. Really tough seed, and he finished it out. He is a trooper.
Hey, Karkat.
How you feeling, Karkat?
I'm all right. Sorry for stalling everyone up at the end, but I decided once I had already lost, I was going to get that bug net.
It was
That
worth
was
it.
an
If it was going
excellent
to run
triple.
over, if it was going to run over, it was going to happen. But if I was already had time to lose, I'm going for that bug net every time.
It paid off because I have never seen a triple hit on Aga 2 with the bug net. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't think it's possible. I think you cheated. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The triple hit Aga 2 because you hit him once with a net dash and then you hit him twice with a net dash. Oh my goodness! Cleaned it up with a triple hit. Now, Karkat, I don't know if you even want to know, but do you want to know where you fell behind a little bit and then you just could not catch back up? I think you might be able to figure it out.
When I immediately turned around.
Oh, I'm sorry, you cut out there a little bit. What was
I
that?
said probably when
No,
I walked to the Ice Palace and then immediately turned around.
Yeah, that's one place. That's one place.
Unfortunately, it was the ether tablet, not grabbing the ether tablet when you were up there the first time.
That took me a little while.
Yep. That moon pearl, kind of being a little bit,
Yeah, that moon pearl.
not being out of the way or anything, but you were right there, and then you went back up to the mountain to get the ocarina after getting the mirror from the witch, and then the second time you visited. Yep. So,
Super funny game.
Yep, that's right. You did Super Bunny to get the fire rod. I think that's when you actually ended up getting the moon pearl on your way back up.
Well, I'm guessing I did slightly sequence break with that.
Yep.
But, that's the kind of thing that happens when you decide, like, hey, I'm going to get an item I'm not supposed to.
It happens.
I'm only going to screw around slightly because if there's another race coming up, I don't want to, like, hey, let's do, like, Turtle Rock in reverse. There's some others.
Yeah, there is another race coming up right away. I believe they're setting up for it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, what about? I'm curious as one of the devs for and the hosts, I guess, for the tournament. What's your thoughts so far on the tournament in a whole and
the tournament as a whole has been spectacular. The tournament as a whole has been spectacular. There's so much, not just show of support from lots of people interested in the tournament, but re-streamers, commentators, other people organizing. We've got people working the HUD. We have people doing layouts for the re-streamers to use, moderating the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much support. We're getting support. Like, this was an idea that I had a couple months ago, and I'm getting support from like
everywhere.
It's amazing. It's absolutely spectacular, and this seed went exactly the way I want seeds to go. I want it to be
horribly, like trolly.
You're trolly at all, though. You go into the seed. It's a coin toss. You don't know who's going to win until it's really the end.
That's right.
I like those kinds of seeds.
Yeah, forced to farm for money for the Zora King because there's nowhere else to go at all.
That's what it takes. But this is
I'm
exactly how I like seeds, though. Win or loss, I like it.
I'm really glad that you're in such good spirits even after a loss. It really goes to show, how invested you are in this and how much you love it. You put on a great show for all of us. Great job, man. Good game.
And make sure, chat, make sure you guys give the runners a follow. They definitely deserve it. They definitely put on one heck of a show today.
Yeah.
What really helped me was being able to do that net dash Agahnim in front of 1,300 people. It makes up for any other thing that could have gone wrong this evening. In tenfold, it was worth it. So, I mean, what else can I complain about?
No, it was very well done. I still can't believe that triple on Agahnim. we both were like, oh my god, was that a triple?
There's no way. No way. But it was, and thanks, man. If you go back to watch this video, don't be too hard on me. I did jinx you guys left and right. I made some predictions that I think you'll enjoy it.
I have a commentator cursed several runs this tournament already.
Okay,
Say,
good.
well, he's done using the cape for the rest of this run, and yet it out for like 30% of the remainder of the time.
Well, I think we're going to be handing it over to our next commentators. I don't know who's commentating the Andy and or Anda and Leodoc's race. They might be in here with us already. I'm not sure. I'm checking. Thanks again, Karkat. That was a ton of fun.
No problem. I'll probably get my next race probably around the same time a week from now. I'm trying to actually balance them out like the schedule. So
Nice. Well, we're all excited to see your next race, and also, you know, we need to sign up for some commentary together. Nope, looks like a little bit of an echo there. We're gonna hand. Oh, go ahead.
Chat. I'm gonna head out then.
All right, man. Thanks. We're gonna hand it over to Jet082 and Swerb for the next race. It's been fun, Sakura. I've been the OK guy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So,
and I'm Sakura, and thank you guys very much again for hanging out with us. And you guys have yourselves a great rest of the evening, and keep watching for more Randomizer.
Yeah, stick around. See you guys in the chat later.
Oh, thank you both for that great commentary for that race. That very trolly seed that they just had there.
Yeah, it was a great race, great commentary. Make sure to follow both the runners and the commentators there.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Jet082.
I'm Swerb.
And I think we're ready for an exciting race tonight. Andy versus Leodox.
I think so. I think it should be a close one. And word on the street is it's going to be a Stoops jet seed.
I don't know. We'll see. I make no promises. I didn't generate this one. Andy with 4. Alright, yeah. Time to lose. Oh, man. Leodoc's already feeling pretty good about his chances. And it looks like they're off. Well, SRL says they're off.